Hello, it is a waffle video. God knows what number. Just, yeah, a little quick check-in of what I've been reading, what I've been doing, I guess, this week. I should be more focused because A, this is Shorty September and I'm trying to do short videos, and I have an appointment in 5 minutes, so zoom. That is also a good time cap on this whole thing. So I've finished reading A Midsummer's Night's Dream, which was sort of my Sptmbr entry this week, which I really enjoyed. And I watched the 1935 Midsummer Night's Dream. I might do a video on it. We shall see. I actually did a couple of videos on it already, but those are just for my own personal amusement, apparently. Some videos you kind of get to the end of and go, oh, that was an interesting talk for myself, and we go on from there. I am in the middle of reading Like, Comment, and Subscribe inside, is it what, YouTube's Chaotic Rise to World Domination, which is more of a business book. There's another the other nonfiction book I'm reading is much more written and much more kind of a rich exploration of an internal life, while this is much more of a business book, much more of like what's happening on early YouTube. Both the people who founded YouTube, and also the people who started using it. So like 16 years ago. Some of which those videos are still present on YouTube, and it's always interesting to go back and watch them and go, oh well, everybody does that. It's like, yeah, but this is the first people to do that, and that's what sort of makes them notable in their, boy, this is just, everybody does this now. Back then they were freaks that people were wondering why on earth people would be filming themselves and putting it up online. Now I know. So yeah, and I've been reading the Secrets of the Flesh, a life of Colette, for my Shorty September project. The Secret's Life of Colette is really, really well written. Judith Thurman, I think she was up for a National Book Prize for it. And it is really doing a good job of fleshing out and kind of delving into this complex, sometimes fairly unpleasant woman, but also just like, revolutionary woman. There's one of those things of being the right person in the right time, or being the right person in a wrong time, when you want to be a full person and do whatever you want, both professionally and personally. And Colette seems to have been that person in France, and also someone who has an amazing talent for writing. So yeah, that has all been that has been a really good book to read in conjunction with this project of doing short videos on one specific work of hers, on The Tender Shoot, which I have to say is a project I've sort of hit a bit of a kind of a roadblock with. Not a roadblock, but I've made the first video and finally got it out, and I've made a number of the other videos, but there's something about the subject matter, I guess, that is just it's grinding me down a bit, which is that The Tender Shoot is about this. It's a recollection from about 20 years earlier of this 50-year-old guy going after a 15-year-old country girl. And I think in the introductory video I felt like it had very much a Lolita vibe to it, though in Lolita I think she was younger, even younger than that. And there's an abduction there's the whole sort of thing, but it has that feel of it to me. But the uncomfortable stuff about it is that that's not necessarily how Colette viewed it, and that's not necessarily how society viewed it. And I'm really, there's my timer going off, and I'm not really sure how to handle that. I'm not okay with 50-year-old guys pursuing, seducing, and having intimate relations with 15-year-old girls. Um, and, there's a part of that is like, okay, me really dwelling on and really kind of picking apart what is a really interesting, amazing novella is how do I do that in a responsible way, in a way that's not, um, that isn't creepy and that um, isn't going to, I mean, people who are going to be outraged are going to be outraged, but also um, isn't going to appeal to the wrong audience, if you might want to put it that way. So yeah, yeah. And I'm a very blunt YouTuber. I don't I me doing nuance, I try and do nuance, but I understand that I'm fairly blunt, which in some ways is also the medium, because I think if you're too nuanced, people will dismiss it. People are I am not that great of a communicator, and a lot of people who watch videos, including myself, are not great listeners and will latch on to stuff that they want to hear, which, I mean, I guess is one say to give myself excuse to say do what you're going to do, because people are going to take from what you make what they take, and you can't control that. You can try and be as thorough as possible. I don't know. So yeah, that's where I am this week, and now I better go and get to my appointment. All right, more videos later.